You can feel it before you reach the counter. The fluorescent hum overhead, the gate display flickering between boarding and delay, the constant low murmur of people rearranging carry-ons. A paper boarding pass or your phone's lock screen looks suddenly too fragile. You can smell the coffee from the concession stand and hear the agent's voice tighten as they announce a delay. That exact tension is what puts most.
If your flight happens to be canceled or delayed, Compensair will help you get compensation for the inconvenience and get your money back without wasting time on red tape. Get a refund for your canceled flight right.
Passengers on the defensive. I want you to come away calm, clear, and ready with short lines that actually move the staff to help you. Start preparing before you step into the terminal. At home, take 3 screenshots: your booking confirmation, PNR, the full itinerary, and the email or text that shows the problem, delay notice, cancellation, or baggage tracking message. Save the Airline's app login and the customer service number to your phone's home screen. If you booked with a third party, have that reservation screenshot ready too. It's faster to show than to explain. Bring a printed copy if you can. A small paper helps at counters when the Wi-Fi or the app lags. Put your credit card and passport in the same pocket so you can produce ID and payment quickly. At the airport, identify the right person to talk to. Ticketing agents handle check-in and baggage. Gate agents control who boards and who gets rebooked when flights change. Customer relations desks and airport-based supervisors handle compensation and overnight hoteling. If you're at the gate, go to the gate agent first. They have immediate access to flight manifests and standby lists. Approach them during a lull. Stand to one side of the counter so other customers don't pile up behind you. Smile and speak in a measured tone. If you're on the phone, use the airline app to call the disruptions or rebooking number. Those pathways often route to staff trained to rebook rather than general agents. Keep your comments short, factual, and anchored to a specific outcome. People respond to clarity. Here are 7 phrases, each with the short reason they work. Say them slowly and with a friendly, firm tone. 1. My name is your name. My booking reference is PNR. This flight was canceled/delayed, and I need the next available seat to destination. Why? Gives the agent everything in the first sentence so they can search immediately.
2. I need to be on the next flight today or placed on standby. Can you confirm my options and the times? Why? It asks for options rather than a yes/no, which forces the agent to present alternatives. 3. Because I have a tight schedule/meeting/connection, I'm requesting rebooking on the earliest flight that has seat inventory. If there's a fee, please show me the fare rule you're citing. Why? Signals urgency and asks for a policy source if a cost is claimed. 4. My bag didn't arrive. Please open a property irregularity report and give me the reference number and an estimated delivery window. Why? Agents are trained to escalate baggage issues only if you use the right procedure name, PIR. 5. I understand you're busy. If there's no seat today, please confirm the hotel/meal/voucher options your policy covers or the travel certificate you can issue. Why? Frames the ask politely while reminding them of their duty in irregular operations. 6. If this is an involuntary denied boarding or long delay, Can you confirm whether I'm eligible for denied boarding / EC261 compensation and the steps to file? Y uses the regulatory keywords that trigger supervisor attention. 7. I want to speak to a supervisor if this can't be resolved at the counter. Please give me their name and the best callback number. Y. Escalation is often the only way to get a policy waiver or an alternative solution. Those phrases give the agent clear information and a clear request. Now the reason behind the rules. Airline staff follow a contract and a checklist. They're like clerks at a busy bank. Imagine you're at a bank with a queue and one teller handling complicated forms. If you hand them a complete application and the exact documents, they process you faster. If you argue about policy without documentation, they have to check a manager and the queue grows. The agent's computer tools, the fare rules, and the airline's contract of carriage are the forms. Your job is to give the right form clearly. Let's talk costs, risks, and the worst-case scenario so you know what's at stake. Typical domestic checked bag fees run $25, $35 for the first bag, $35, $45 for a second. Oversized fees can be $100, $200. A voluntary change within 24 hours may be free on many carriers, but last-minute rebookings or buying a new ticket at the airport can cost $200, $1,000 or more, depending on demand and route. If a connection is missed because of an airline delay, rebooking is often free. If you miss your flight because you arrive late, you may lose the fare entirely and face a $150, $400 reissue fee or full-price replacement. For international or EU flights, involuntary cancellations or long delays can trigger up to €600 under EC261. In the US, denied boarding compensation for involuntary bumping can be $400, $1,550, depending on the ticket cost and delay length. Worst case, you arrive at the airport and your flight is gone, no seats are available that day, and you have to buy a new ticket or spend the night. That can cost $150, $350 for a hotel, and $200, $1,000 plus for a replacement fare. Missed flight risk climbs sharply if you arrive less than the airline's recommended check-in and boarding cutoffs. Domestic flights often cut off boarding 15 to 30 minutes before departure. International check-in can close an hour before. If you're tight on time, your chance of being rebooked for free drops considerably. Here's the cheapest, safest, most practical approach when things go wrong. Document, ask for options, and escalate if needed. Document. Take a screenshot of flight status, photo of the gate display, and a photo of any damaged bag. Ask for options. Use the exact phrases above and request the first available rebooking or standby. Get everything in writing. Ask the agent to send a confirmation to your email or to text you the rebooking reference. Escalate politely. If the agent can't help, ask for a supervisor by name and request a written policy citation for any fee or denial. Now a real, specific hidden fee or misleading trick to watch for. Call centers or agents sometimes charge or imply a service fee for doing something you could do in the app, or they'll claim your fare is non-refundable, while hiding that the airline can still rebook you under irregular operations without charge. Booking sites sometimes add a change fee that the airline won't actually enforce, but they'll keep the extra. How to refuse it. Say, I'd like the airline's official policy or the contract of carriage line that shows this fee applies. If you booked through a third party, ask the agent to pull up the airline PNR. If the airline shows inventory, ask the agent to rebook on the airline's system. If they press a service fee, say, "No thanks, I'll handle it through the app/website or speak to a supervisor." Always record the agent's name and time. A written reference removes the option of a later, "I didn't see that" claim. Practical tips that matter. Never lie about your purpose of travel. Be honest about connections or appointments because false claims can be checked and will slow you down. Use your credit card's travel protection to cover overnight hotels or purchased tickets, but only after you've asked the airline to cover it under their IRROPS policy. If you need to escalate beyond the airport staff, keep calm and use the airline's complaints portal with timestamps and photos. Regulators respond better to documented complaints than to angry posts. Many useful links can be found in the description. If you want a one-sentence script to carry in your phone to hand to the agent, use this. My name is name, PNR code. Flight number was canceled/delayed. Please rebook me on the next flight to destination or place me on standby and send confirmation to my email now. It hits the critical pieces: identity, proof, ask, and demand for confirmation. When an agent knows you'll get written confirmation, they're far more likely to act on it. A final note on tone. Being calm, clear, and polite is not being weak. It's efficient. Agents are human and more likely to go the extra mile for someone who makes their job easier. If the agent refuses, escalate straight away and keep your documentation. If you still need help after the airport, use your airline's customer relations process and include the PNR, screenshots, and names. If you feel you were treated unfairly on an EU route, reference EC261. In the US, reference the Department of Transportation's rules on denied boarding and refunds. If you found these scripts useful, please like the video and subscribe for more practical airport and flight survival tips. Leave a comment with the situation you're facing, and I'll suggest the exact sentence to say next time.